Greetings, fellow anglers. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Dredge, Episode 2, A Place to Rest. Been meaning to talk to you about a new business venture. I've been considering crab pots. I got one here for you. In fact, it's a bit banged up, but I'm sure it could be fixed at the Shipwright. Alright, I'm going to return for these items later because I don't have room. And he also handed me a book called Rods, Reels, and Rigs. So selling this fish will yield 174. Cool. And here's the free crab pot. Ability unlocked, crab pot. I've got a customer after fiddler crabs, which is a common crab. So I am going to buy... I'm not going to buy any crab pots because I'm really close to having that hydraulic rod. Not all schools of fish are the same. Some contain abnormal specimens. Sometimes you can even tell just by looking from the surface. So I'll show you what that looks like in just a minute. But first, Shipwright. So going to the Shipwright, I can repair this basic crab pot. And crab pots, this one specifically has a capacity of 3x3. So it can hold a 3x3 sized something. And it is good for 3 days until it breaks and needs repairs. And it catches on average about 1 to 2 a day. So let me deploy it so I show you. If you ever have crab pots on you, you should drop them. So in the crab pots, you can see over in the bottom left, the yield of crabs. So where I currently am, there's plenty of stuff to catch. And also the depth. Certain things can only be caught at certain depths. So... the fishmonger said that it was a common crab, so I'm just going to drop my crab pot here. One thing I will mention, though... oh, my lights are flickering. Is don't drop the crab pot too close to the docks, because when you try to dock, instead of docking, you're just going to be checking your crab pots. Wait, here's the crab pot that I dropped off. And let's try to find some aberrant fish. It's not too late at night. Ooh. Got some aberrant rocks. Got some arrow squid over there. More arrow squid up ahead. Alright, let's go for that. And here is an aberration. It is called a brood squid. Tentacles spread out from a glowing core inside a gelatinous sac. Sounds horrible. Another thing to say about the crab pots is the green light at the top will blink green-black or green and off when there's something inside, and they will be permanently black without the light on when they're broken. What is it today? You hand over the grotesque fish to the fishmonger. He grins, raising the fish up to his face before inhaling a deep, stuttering breath. This is the sort of specimen to liven up my day. I wonder. He runs his fingers firmly along the length of the fish, as though feeling for something. He pushes from one side of its stomach, and a small shape can be seen against the bulging scales. He slices the fish open. From its stomach, he pulls a small piece of fabric and spreads it on the counter. It's a delicately patterned handkerchief. Well, I've never seen that before in all my days. I'll give you this thing, and I'll pay you for the fish too, of course. It's not the first corrupted fish I've seen in these parts, so I'm sure you'll find more before too long. I'll even pay you well if you find any more. So here's the the handkerchief. And I have now earned enough for the hydraulic rod. A man is looking at you through your cabin window. His face is mostly in shadow. I know what you took to the fishmonger. And I'll be clear, I know he extracted an artifact from it. I need to inspect it, but not here. Meet me on Blackstone Isle. Head out of this bay and cut to the south. I have a business proposition that you'll want to hear. I'll be waiting. Alright. I am going to make the decision to buy a hydraulic rod. So this will allow me to catch oceanic fish. And with the simple skimmer, I am just going to sell it back to her, meaning that I won't be able to catch shallow fish. Not until I get either the better rod that allows me to catch both, or switch out the one that allows me to catch coastal fish. So my current pursuit is caught to order and grotesque fish, and I'm going to update this to grotesque fish. I want to go meet at Blackstone Isle. In the encyclopedia, it will also track the aberrations that you can catch. So I just caught a brood squid, which is an aberration of the arrow squid. And there's two types of aberrations of the arrow squid down here, as you can see. So some fish will have just one aberration, and others will have multiples. Like mackerel can have 3, cod can have 3, but stingrays can only have 1. So if you're trying to catch one of everything, you know, that's where to look for your progress. And here is the X on Blackstone Isle. I also haven't slept yet, so let me do a little bit extra sleeping. There we go, just to get rid of the last panic, and head on out. The crab trap hasn't caught anything yet. It's not blinking. But with any luck, I'll be able to catch some oceanic stuff, which is worth considerably more, which is why the hydraulic reel was worth so much. And that will help speed up equipment improvement. So here is a bronze whaler. I don't know if I'm going to have enough space for a no. Yeah, I will have space for another. Not that there's another to be caught. Me versus the forces of Cthulhu? Maybe. Maybe it's Yoda. The man is standing in a doorway, watching you approach. He's holding an old book in one hand. It's bound in crimson with silver ribbons. You came. Good. Allow me to introduce myself. I am a collector of many things, art and artifacts, treasure and truths, and curios that occupy periphery of desire. And you have something for me. You give the handkerchief to the collector. He holds it up to the flickering light and studies it. These patterns are unmistakable. Even after all this time, this handkerchief comes from an old ship I've been searching for. It sank many years ago. It carried items of great importance. As you can imagine, retrieving them is proving to be challenging. That's where you come in. My proposition is this. I will outfit your vessel with equipment that will let you dredge the wrecks and dark depths. Find me these lost relics, and I will reward you in ways beyond all imagining. You need not give up your fishing career. I'll merely need a few hours with your vessel to make the necessary alterations. What do you say? I accept. An excellent decision. I'll prepare the equipment immediately. The relics we're looking for are a ring, a necklace, a watch, and a music box, and a key. I would encourage you to ask around the towns about shipwrecks and other strange occurrences, anything that might be worth investigating. Return when you have something. So now I have the ability to dredge up stuff from the ocean depths. I want to go back to the fishmonger, though, because I have those 2 sharks I caught, and I would not want them to become stale. I want to make maximum profit. And then I'll start dredging. Also, it looks like my crab trap has caught something. You can see it blinking. a common crab. So this here is... And I also finished the correct engine operation book. Have I caught any crabs for that order? So I need a fiddler crab and a common crab. And here's the common crab. If you're wondering, once you hand it over, it does not rot. So hand it in immediately. And the sharks will fetch me 200. So pretty good. Correct engine operation. Engines provide 5% more movement speed than listed. Next will be rod, reels, and rigs. My current pursuit is going to be caught for order. Or caught to order. And if you're wondering, the collector pursuit is the main storyline, and all the others are tangential. They're side quests. Let's talk to the lighthouse keeper. What is it? Do you know of any shipwrecks around here? She eyes you suspiciously. There's a spot near the back of Greater Marrow where the currents carry in wreckage from the sea. Some nights you can see an unnatural glow rising from that patch of dark water. I can't imagine what's down there in the deep. So if you're looking for what I think you're looking for, it's best you just move on. Who lives on Blackstone Isle? I see a lot from up here, you know. I saw that ill-fated boat return. I chose to look the other way. I watched a natural glow flicker through those windows. Whatever you've got planned, I hope you know what you're doing out there. Have you heard of any strange happenings? I see plenty of strange things atop the lighthouse. Sometimes I don't know whether or not I can trust my own eyes. She holds the lantern up so that it shines brightly onto your face. Are you really standing there in front of me? Or is this just another of the fog's tricks? So there is the wreck that she marked down, which is to the southwest. You approach a woman sitting on the dockside, staring out to the sea. She turns to you. What's it like out there? It's difficult. It's got to be a damn sight better than this bloody town. I think I just need to get away for a while. Maybe not come back. Going backwards is a mistake, don't you think? You should always keep moving forwards. Moving along. I can't go back. She gazes out to the sea again, lost in thought. Say, if you find some materials, maybe you can help me move? I mean, really move. There's an island I've heard about. Steel Point, just to the north. 2 units of lumber and 2 units of scrap are all I need. I can make a new place for myself out there. You'd be welcome to visit too. Just stack it up at Steel Point. If you have anything, I'll pay you when the job's done. So question to you guys, or actually, you know what? Let me start dredging as an example of what dredging looks like. What do we have here? Oh, these are eels. And I don't have a shallow rod. Dredging is going to be a lot easier in the day when you can see the spots. But here is dredging. Now, if you mouse over it, it will tell... Well, actually, it doesn't tell you what it is, but these are metal scraps. And the way it works is you have to avoid the black spots, and hitting F switches the track between the two. And then once you complete it, you fish up whatever you get. If you miss, it resets your progress like that, just like fishing. And I also got a research part, so I'm going to be polling you about what I should invest that in just a minute. There's a small chance that sometimes you get a research part instead of what is designated for you to dredge up. Oh, we also have a ghost boat. I think I'm going to port. So one thing I will say is research parts are rather rare, and you should be very careful once you have them, not to lose them by bumping into the shore and damaging. So what happens if you bump into the shore, and I'll do it in just a second on purpose, is it damages a random section of your hull, and if that section happens to coincide with where equipment is stored, you lose that item. So for instance, if I bumped into this rock and this section got damaged, I would lose the metal scrap that I had in that spot. Same with fish or anything else. If it's equipment, you don't lose the equipment, but the equipment becomes damaged until you go to the shipwright and repair it. So I will demo that on purpose in a second. I just don't want to lose the stuff I already have. So for the research part, here are your choices. I can research rods, engines, or pots. And I'll give you 2.5 minutes to vote on that. Vote timers in the top left. So if I was to research rods, it would be the flexible fishing pole, which increases my fishing speed and allows me to catch coastal and shallow. For engines, it would just be the improved outboard engine. I would move a little bit faster. And for pots, any one of the 3 pots. I'd probably do a large crab pot, but the other thing I wanted to do is to show the dry dock. So if I wanted more engine spaces, I can take these metal scraps and put them into the slots, and they're saved. They're banked. If I want to take them out and reinvest them somewhere else, I can always take them out and move them somewhere else. So they're not stuck until you purchase the upgrade. And then I will also move the research part into storage on purpose, so I can show you a damaged hull collision. So here we go. It damaged this section of the hull. Anything that was stored in that section would be destroyed. If it was equipment, it would deactivate the equipment. This is particularly annoying when you're deep in sea and it damages your engines, because you can kind of get stuck out in the deep ocean. And then if you amass full damage, like if I hit the shore 3 times, the ship would sink and you would have to load from a previous save. So here's another. And because I had just docked, I will purposely sink the ship. Or damage the ship. It's dashed to pieces, and you just load a previous save. I just wanted to demo, what that would look like. So now all the damage that I had purposely done has been reverted. Because I want to pay for the repairs. So here's Steel Point, marked on the map, where the builder wants me to help move lumber and metal scrap for her. So I think that's what I'm going to work on next, is a place to rest. And you guys want me to research engines. Let's go ahead and do that. Got the improved outboard engine. And I'm going to go to the Shipwright, go to her engines, and the engine of the Procurer, the starter engine has a 14.7, and this is 15.8. And then the one I bought is a 10.5. So I'm going to sell the 10.5 and buy one of the nicer ones. So that my boat speed is up a bit. Can you see the quest rewards before doing them? Sometimes you can, but usually not. So if I'm trying to help the builder, I'm going to pull out these metal scraps and then start to take them to Steel Point. Oh, and is this a fiddler? Oh, there we go. We have a fiddler crab. So the fiddler crab was the other crab I needed for the fishmonger's special order. Let's bring it over. Don't forget, if you have crab pots that get a bit worn up, repair them at the Shipwright. The fishmonger wraps up the crabs and hands you some money. 53. These will do. Glad you got some use out of the old crab pot. You can buy more here or repair damaged ones at the shipyard. I have one final request for you. As you've seen, some fish around here develop odd deformities. What do you think happens to a person that eats the flesh of one of these mutants? I'm going to say they go mad. Well, perhaps. But I want to know for sure. Bring me a mutant fish. Any will do. Just keep it between us. Okay. So for the builder, I need a little bit more wood. And I can see a spot of wood just there on the coast, but I don't want to miss the opportunity to catch something big with my hydraulic rod, because that will help pay for future upgrades. So get these sand sharks. The trouble is I have the metal scraps, so I'm not going to be able to catch the other one. So let me drop off these metal scraps at Steel Point, freeing up the space. So this is the spot that the builder indicated. It also looks like it has a wooden dredge spot right next to it, which is convenient. And all I'm doing is piling up the scraps where she wants them. I don't want my shark to go bad, so let's try to dredge this up quickly and then bring this catch back to market. But there's a lot to dredge out here, obviously. Not all of the dredging is the same speed. Some of the rarer stuff moves faster. But if you fail, you're just wasting time. And there's the 2 wood. Lovely. There's a lot more to dredge around here, but we'll complete this and then inform the builder. What's the honk do? It's just honking. It's for fun. Sometimes there will be a call and response, though. You've delivered all the necessary materials. You should let the builder know. So the pursuit has been updated. It's also officially nighttime. Ooh, more sharks. So we got a black tip reef shark. Hope that fisherman likes shark fin soup or whatever. Wonder if I'm going to be able to fit one more. Well, we'll catch. Ooh, trophy. Here we go. Got it. Definitely, no matter what, keep the trophy, as it is the worth more than the non-trophies. And there we go. Janging all in. There's another shark here to be caught, but I don't have space for it. Can always come back for it. Hey, Team 17. How's the game launch going for you guys? Good, I hope. And cheers. Cheers to your development team. You've done a wonderful job. I'm happy to say, not only did I buy a copy of this game, I tried to gift one out too. So, I am not sponsored by you guys, as you probably already know that. Not paid to say it's a wonderful game, but the high reviews are well earned. So here's the builder to inform her that we're done, but let's turn in these sharks. So if you're wondering the cost difference, this black tip reef shark trophy is worth $142, whereas the other one's worth $116, whereas for the price difference. You've done it. Well, no sense in wasting time. Let's get moving. So now I'm bringing her over to Steel Point. Ferry builder to Steel Point. And here's the black tip reef shark. So as you can see, it's a rod trawl, nighttime only, in the Marrows only, with an aberration I've not yet caught. I love when they honk back. I don't love what I'm looking at ahead. Rods, reels, and rigs are done. So rods, reels, and rigs will allow me to fish 10% more efficiently. So here in the fishing speed, the bonus is reflected. I haven't seen the telltale signs of aberrant fish yet. I'll be looking for it. What we're looking for is sort of like a eerie, evil cloud over a cluster of fish. It's way easier to see when you have better lights on board, because my visibility is pretty garbage in this brand new boat. But at the moment, I'm more interested in ferrying the builder over for, oh, hello, rock out of nowhere, for her own safety. Oh, and we're starting to get really paranoid. Yes, yes, this'll do. Thank you, fella. Give me a short while to get things built here. You're welcome to come back anytime. She reaches into her toolbox and pulls out a handful of components. Take these. Always good to have on hand. So we have 2 more research parts. So for research parts, there's a few different things we could do. Again, it's going to be rods, engines, or pots. So for rods, we could fully unlock the flexible fishing pole to allow for both coastal and shallow from 1 rod. For engines, we could upgrade to the refined outboard engine, which is 26.3 knots, or make 2/3 of the investment to a twin prop engine. They're the same size, or actually not the same size. This is a L shape and this is a square. And then for pots, we could, of course, unlock 1 or 2 of these, pushing progress into the next tier. And I think, given that there's a very creepy ghost boat out on the horizon, I'm asleep here tonight. Call me a coward. And I'm going to actually wake up a little bit before daybreak. This is a really effective way to fish some of the nighttime fish without too much of the danger, because it's about to be daytime, so some of the nighttime threats will dissipate. And here is a trawl spot for cloth bolts. Do ghost boats do anything? Maybe at some point I'll show you on purpose. Oh, and another research part. Fantastic. So my current pursuit, I would say, is dredge material and catch an aberration. Kind of both. Here's some metal scraps. I wouldn't mind making some boat improvements too. Additional engine space or storage space would be quite nice. And with all of the stuff that I'm dredging up right now, I'm going to need a place to put it. So I'm going to want to bring it back to the dry dock. Most of your dredge stuff will be used in the dry dock, unless it's trinkets and treasures, and those are brought to the trader. So I don't, there's no configuration here that will allow me to bring in additional metal scraps, so I'll leave the remainder of the metal scraps there alone. And here is a treasure, as you can see, to be dredged up. A trinket or something, we'll see. So it's a goblet that I can sell. Okay. Rods it is. So let's see. Get the flexible fishing pole. And then I do have 1 more research point. So I'll re-poll again about that. I could make an investment towards the volcanic heat-resistant line or the anti-tangle mangrove line. Alternatively, go to engines, or to unlock one of the better pots. The efficient, the hardy, or the large. So this stores more, this lasts longer, and this catches more often. And maybe because I've got quite a full boat, I'm just going to truck straight to the dry dock because I really don't have space for anything else. Although I could sell to the trader first. That little goblet. Won't fetch me too much money though. It's not like a gold ring or something like that. It's just a little bronze goblet. No citrine in this haul. Welcome. Found anything special lately? So, $35 for the goblet. And a grieving father would like to talk to me. Hello, is everything okay? Do you know of any shipwrecks around here? Well, yes. You see, my only son was lost at sea some years ago. He's still out there somewhere, in one of those wrecks, all alone in the cold, dark water. The man is clearly trying his hardest to remain composed, but tremors of grief rack his body. I was wondering, I notice you have some dredging equipment installed on your vessel. If you're able to retrieve any of his belongings from the wreck, I think he'd feel more at peace if his mementos were with me. He wore a bronze buckle, specially engraved. I'd recognize it anywhere. If there's a chance you could find it, I'd be in your debt. So that is another pursuit. So the current pursuits: catch an aberration and help the grieving father. And he is marked down. So on this map, you can see the crab trap right in the Bay of Greater Marrow, and then the two other spots, points of interest. And you guys want me to invest my research in pots. So let's do that right now. I will go with maybe an efficient crab pot. More returns on my immediate investments. I don't really have space for anything in the boat, so let's go over to the dry dock. And it looks like the crab pot has caught something out there as it's blinking. Common crab, and there's only 1 hour left on this trap, so I'm just going to pick it up. It's not likely to actually catch anything in the last hour, so I'm going to repair it. Or probably sell it in lieu of an efficient crab pot instead. That's not what I meant to do. I sold my research. No, I didn't. I sold the fish that I had, the crab I had. Yeah. Selling the pot. And then over in the dry dock, I am going to have you guys decide on what to unlock for the boat. So we've got rods, nets, engines, and lights. And I have some equipment towards that. So for rods, I would need metal scraps, 2 lumber, and bolt of cloth. For nets, it would be 2 bolts of cloth and lumber. For engines, lumber and 2 metal scraps. And then for lights, it'd be metal scraps and 2 lumber. It looks like nets are an early lead here. I'll put the bolts of cloth in there, and I'm gonna put the rest of the stuff in here as well, because it will free up space. I could also keep it in my own storage, but storage is finite, and eventually all these materials will be wanting to be invested in an upgrade, so I might as well just plop them in there. Let's try to catch an aberrant fish. Nighttime is the best time to do that, so heading on out and looking for the aberrants. I did catch an aberrant arrow squid earlier. Maybe I can catch another one. Nope, not in this. I don't have a shallow rod. Oh, I could also buy that shallow rod. I'll do that as soon as I get back to town. The flexible rod that allows me to catch shallows. Well, that's going to be a good... Whoa! Hi, rock out of nowhere. A good amount of money. But no aberrations. Not yet. And I'll buy an efficient crab pot and set this out to help catch more stuff. The skies were lit up with a weird crimson glow the other night. Did you see it? Sure did. So here's the new flexible rod. I'm just going to go sell the basic one that I don't need anymore. And maybe take a quick little rest so I don't hallucinate dangers. Let's get out to the belt buckle for the grieving father. That's what I'll work on next. So in order to do that, just go to the pursuit. It is near Little Marrow. Or he is at Little Marrow. He mentioned the belt buckle. I should check nearby wrecks around the island. So there's a wreck on the backside of Little Marrow that I can go to first. And it wouldn't be a bad idea to hit any material things to dredge, because that will help to accelerate the rate at which the boat gets upgraded. So anytime there's lumber or metal scrap or bolts of cloth for you to dredge, definitely I would advise you to do it unless you have way too much already, which is probably not possible until you beat the game. Or are nearly ready to beat the game. Okay, bronze belt buckle, pursuit updated. And an old chain. I have no idea why the trader would want to buy it, but hey, if it has market value. You can see pretty quickly how important it is to add things like cargo space to your boat, because you get filled up rather rapidly where you're playing a lot of inventory Jenga if you're not constantly trying to add stuff, improving the boat. Especially as the more lucrative things to catch are big, the need for space is important. Because some of these fish are rather large. Oh, good, whispers. I like whispers. About half my stuff is trader stuff, so I'm gonna go hawk it. Not willing to buy this for much. You give the belt buckle to the man. This is his. Oh, thank you. Bless you. You've returned him to me. Please take this. I've not any money to pay you, but this might help hold some value to you, so it's a research part. So, quickly taking a look at the research opportunities, it would be one of these two specialized lines for volcanic or mangrove. Investing in engines. So this engine here has a 9.5 knot, and it's only a 1x1, but it's expensive, right? It costs 5. And then these are more efficient than that. Well, actually, this one isn't, but this one is roughly on par with this jet drive engine. One of the reasons to do the jet drive engine is if you have multiple of those and you take a hit, you're more likely to have a lot more engines on board so that you're not ground to a halt. Because, for instance, if you're relying on one giant engine and it gets damaged, you're just like trucking along at no speed at all. So I'm probably going to want to invest in jet drive engines, even though it's a lot of research parts to unlock. It's like a greater upfront cost, but eventually it will pay off, at least in my opinion. Does look like my efficient crab trap has caught something, though. And I'm still now looking for the aberrant fish, so I'll update the priority here. Catch an aberration. Ooh, caught a trophy crab. Are the rods exclusive? Can you only select one? So the rods are not exclusive, but you have limited space to be able to put rods on your boat. So if you take a look here in the... Well, here, let me sell some stuff first. But if you take a look here in the Shipwright, on my current ship, on the left side I have a 2x2, and on the right side I have a 1x3. So there's only so much space that I can install rods. So if I wanted to add another rod... Right now, all of my rod slots are full, so I'm going to have to just discard one to add another. Because I'm not really at the point where, you know, I have the luxury of space for additional. So you guys wanted me to get some nets, so that will be the first thing I unlock. Boom. I now have additional net spaces. And a basic trawl net has been added to stores. So if I go over to the stores here, the trawl net takes the same hydraulic rod slot, and this allows me to trawl coastal. So some fish, although none that I've found so far, because I haven't trawled any, but some fish can only be caught through trawling and not through rods. So a little reminder again, there's three methods, the rod, the trawl, and the pot. And the way trawling works is you just drag it behind you, and you passively catch fish as you travel. Not all waters have the same yields. And then there's also the geographical areas, like Marrows, Gale Cliffs, so on and so forth. So yeah, we'll start trawling soon. I'm not going to trawl just yet, though, because I'd like to make more money. And it looks like you guys want me to invest in engines. So I'm going to invest in the jet drives. I do have additional upgrade things, so let's continue spending this scrap. So I'm going to go with engines here for more engine spaces. And then I have a bunch more scrap for the additional rod space. And then the remaining scraps here I can put in my storage locker because I have no way to spend them at the moment. Another thing I could do is to uninstall this, uninstall this engine and start to rotate it. So your engines don't necessarily have to face a logical direction. It's just more like slots. They can't be like upside down or whatever. But what I'm doing is I'm trying to set it up so that I can add one more. But I don't have the money for it. So I'm going to save up the money for the improved outboard engine and add it to the boat here as soon as I'm able. But let's get sleeping first. Oh, here's an aberration cloud. So see the little glitter? The dark glitter? It means that one of these mackerel here is aberrant. And here it is. It is a grotesque mackerel. So this is exactly what the fishmonger wanted. To see what happens when you eat an aberration. So we'll bring that over to him in just a minute. Just wanted to fill my boat full of things to sell first. So this is one of the 3 different types of aberrations for the mackerel. Thank you for tuning in to Dredge, which originally streamed live on Twitch April 4th and April 5th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow fishermen,